So, since I've been doing a lot of reflecting as of late, one of the things that keeps popping up is like how why and how I stopped singing all the damn time. And I think I think the start of it was when I got like a Kelly Clarkson CD for my birthday. I think that's when like the criticism really started, or at least that's as far back as I can remember. And like this was one of the most challenging CDs that I ever owned. So to like sing along to. And I wasn't really thinking about how I was singing. I was just singing the damn thing. And I can't remember when I first got the CD player, but I think it was then. And I was in middle school, belting out these songs like I had lost it all, gained it back, and lost it all again. As if I even knew what a fucking relationship was at that age. And because I ain't had nothing other than friends. But I sure was singing my heart out to those fucking songs, and I wasn't really thinking about it too much. And like, then, like, between her and then later on in middle school, it ended up being Evanescence. Actually, no, Kelly Clarkson was actually elementary. That was, yeah, that was elementary for me. It was like fifth grade. And then Evanescence was like middle school. So between like it started with the Kelly Clarkson CDs, and then it went on to like the Evanescence CDs when I was in middle school. And so I would always get told like, "Oh my gosh, you're singing again." You know, it was like I never really had my own space, and so like I didn't have my own room until I was in high school at like my senior year. It was the only time that I had ever had my own room. And then everybody wondered why the fuck I never left my room. Like, we were all together for so many fucking years. If you really missed me, you should have spent your time with me when you had it. And that's just the way, it was. And so during all that time, it's just like, oh my gosh, I need you to stop singing, da 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 da, and I get it, be quiet. But like, I was singing my rage into these songs because I was so pissed off because being like the oldest daughter really like fucking sucked. I was always cleaning up after somebody. And the only time I ever had to really like not constantly be cleaning up after everybody was when we had lived with one of my aunts during the time that I was like getting to the end of my elementary school. And then, like, I didn't know what to do. Like, that's why I was, like, always in the music. I wasn't doing anything else. I don't think I had a phone at that point. No, because I didn't get a phone until I was, like, in middle school. Or later, yeah, that was elementary until middle school. So I just had my CD player. I didn't have games. We didn't have anything here. We didn't even have beds. And I remember like sleeping on a blanket on linoleum floor, which didn't do hardly anything, but the bed that my cousin had was just a twin, and my sister slept there with her. So all I had for myself was literally my CD player, and that was it because all of our other stuff was in storage, and then eventually it got lost in storage. And so I didn't even retain any of the stuffed animals that I had forever. And so, yeah, I threw myself into CDs and stuff because I didn't do anything else. My cousins had like video games and stuff for everybody to play, but you know, there's a certain amount of like saves because this was back when like they had the Nintendo 64 and the NES. And so like we played sometimes, but like there were so many other kids because it was just like there was three with my there was three from my mom and then two from my aunt, and that's a lot of kids and everybody was occupied, so I had my music. And then um i I don't even remember what happened. I think my CD player broke at one point, and I ended up not having anything for a while. Yeah, I think my CD player ended up breaking, and then I didn't have anything for a while, and then all I had was like a crappy phone. And then, what was it? When did I get the? I think at one point we got my karaoke machine back from like whatever storage we had it in, and then I had another CD player later on, or like I borrowed one from my mom or used one of her old ones. And my friend had actually burned an Evanescence CD for me, and I was singing that. And then eventually in high school, we got um, those really tiny little square like iPod Nano things. I think that's what it was called. I don't fucking remember. This is fucking. It's crazy how much technology has changed throughout the years, but it was when I had like a little bit more mobile devices and stuff. And each like level, like from like high school or whatever, it's like, oh my gosh, like you sound terrible, to like, oh my god, you know, why are you like, I need you to be quieter or whatever. And or I don't like the music that you're singing. And then eventually it moved up to you sound like you're out of breath when you're singing. And I was just like, okay, but like, and think looking back to like being told all these random points of criticism at these different points in my life, like there was never any, hey, maybe we should get you, you know, singing back in choir since we're forcing you to go to church. No, um, maybe because I took choir in middle school, all through, I think all through middle school, except for maybe like the last year. No, I think I took it the last year. But I was in choir my whole life as a kid in the church. And then when we moved so much, it was hard to get established back into like a children's choir, if they even had a children's choir. And so I just ended up taking it in school because I was in choir all through elementary school too. And then middle school, but in high school, like it was always criticism. It was never like, okay, well maybe we should like find somebody that can teach you, like see if somebody in the family knows somebody that might be able to like give you some fucking lessons or like give you some practice techniques, something, even if it's like for free or whatever. It was always like just criticism. And eventually I I guess I'm gonna just do a part two because I'm not about to sit here and rush it out in the last minute.